Welcome to another Odoo for Beginners, our tutorial series where we help employees learn how to use the Odoo system that their company has put in place. In this particular episode, we're going to be having a look at the inventory system and controlling how stock passes through your company. In particular, we're going to be having a look at the barcoding system and how you can use a barcode scanner and barcodes on your products to track your stock all the way through your system. The first thing we're going to look at is the most basic of setups, which would be one-step receipts, one-step deliveries for the most basic of setups where you don't really do much with your stock in between. You receive it from your suppliers, you send it out to your customers. Then we'll have a look at the barcoding system and how that can speed up that process. And then we'll move on to two-step and three-step shipping, two and three-step receipts, two and three-step delivery methods to see how they differ from what you might be used to. First of all, we're going to need to head over to our warehouse. Welcome to the Glow warehouse, where we have set things up so that we can store everything that we need where it needs to go and handle the stock flow through our company properly. In Odoo, we've installed and set up all the modules that we need, and we've set our warehouse to the most basic of setups: one-step receipt, one-step outgoing shipments. And that will help us to show you the very basics of how the stock system works. We've also added the barcode module, and I have a trusty barcode scanner here that is going to help us to demonstrate how you use the system. I've also printed a huge number of barcodes that you can't see, and we're going to use those to demonstrate how the system works. This video might be a little bit different to the previous ones that we've done because we're going to show you what it might look like if you're using a USB barcode scanner attached to a laptop or a tablet, but we'll also show you what it looks like if you're using a specific barcode scanner that has a screen that is connected to your Odoo system, which is entirely possible in the Odoo system. We've set up various different storage locations, and we've set up put away rules so that Odoo knows where we want to put our stock. But a lot of that is optional, and there are a huge number of ways that you can customize Odoo to do exactly what you need it to do to control your stock through the system. Hopefully this will give you an idea of what Odoo is capable of. So first of all, let's have a look at what it looks like when you want to receive stock from your supplier and you want to send that stock out to your customer. So first of all, obviously, we need to buy in stock from our supplier. Now, we've set up 3 products for this demonstration. We've got the fast selling widget, the high quality widget, and the low cost widget. They all have their various different options configured, and they all have, importantly, barcodes configured. And you can see those here in the stock codes. We've used the same references as we have for barcodes for these products. And we have printed those barcodes out so that we can scan them to demonstrate how this is going to work. But the first step is to confirm our order, and that will generate us a receipt. Now, the receipt obviously is expecting all of the products to come in, and you might be used to just marking the correct quantities and validating the incoming picking when it arrives. But if you want to use a barcode system, you need to do things slightly differently. So let's swap over to what this looks like if you're using a barcode scanner. So this is the barcode scanner interface. This is what it will look like if you're using a barcode scanner that has a screen on it. They're actually very common. Zebra do a very common model that is used by a lot of people using Odoo. However, the barcode scanner interface will also work with USB barcode scanners as well. So we're going to try and use the USB barcode scanner, but it will look the same if you're using one that has a screen on it as well. So for this particular instance, I'm going to be using a physically printed picking sheet for this particular picking. You can do it different ways. There's a lot of different ways that you can set up the system. If you don't want to be printing out pieces of paper, you can tap the screen, you can look things up manually. There's lots of different ways you can configure the system. But for using this particular USB barcode scanner, doing it on paper works better. So I'm going to scan the reference of the picking sheet, and Odoo will load up that picking in our barcode system, and we can see straight away it's got all of the products that we are supposed to be expecting on this delivery. Now, either we can scan the barcodes that are on the picking sheet, or we can scan the barcode that's on the product itself, assuming it's the same barcode, and we can use that to register how many of this product we have received. So for example, we're expecting 5 units of the high quality widget. So I'm going to scan the barcode of a high quality widget 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and there we go. It has registered that we have got 5 of those. We're also expecting 10 of the low cost widget. Now I'm going to scan that once, and I'm going to go and I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, we've got 10 of those. I'm going to hit this +9 to fill up to the 10 that we're expecting. And the same with the fast selling widget. Scan the barcode, and it comes up and it says, how many have we got? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I've only got 17. So let's push this up to 17. And we're going to have to query with the supplier where our other 3 fast selling widgets are. But for now, this is the total that we have received from our particular delivery. So we can validate this. Now we can either tap the screen to say that we're going to validate it, or Odoo will let you print out a very handy set of barcodes for various different operations in the system. And one of those is validate. So I'm going to scan validate with my barcode scanner. So here you can see that Odoo has picked up the fact that I haven't scanned everything that I was expecting on this particular order. It's showing that I've got 3 units that I need to back order. It wants me to confirm whether that is actually the case or not. Now, I'm happy that we are going to back order those at last 3 because we were expecting the supplier to send them to us. So I'm just going to validate the picking, and there we go. It has marked that particular picking as having come in. Now, if we switch back to the main Odoo view, we'll see where that stock is. So here we are on the stock report, which is reporting and stock, and it shows us all the items that we currently have in stock. And we can see we've got 17 of our fast selling widget on hand with 3 incoming. It's still waiting for those 3. We have 5 of our high quality widget. We have 10 of our low cost widget. We can also have a look at the locations report, and it will tell us where each of those things are. So the fast selling widget has been put on aisle 1, rack 1, shelf A. The high quality is on aisle 3, rack 3, shelf B. The low cost widget is on aisle 2, rack 1, shelf A. Now, it's on those shelves because those were the put away rules that I set up. You don't have to use put away rules. If you've only got one stock location, a shelf at the back of your office, for example, then you just put everything in stock and Odoo will quite happily handle that. But if you want to go to the detail of saying which shelf, which room, and wherever the stock might be in your warehouse, you can go down to that real minute detail and tell Odoo exactly where all your stock is being stored. So now that we have our items in stock, let's have a look at how we sell them. Here we have a sales order coming in from Customer Limited. They want 5 of the fast selling widget and they want 1 of the low cost widget. We know we have them in stock. We're happy that we can ship them out. We're going to confirm this order, and immediately Odoo creates our delivery picking for us. And if we have a look at the delivery picking, it's got the right products on it. Now, again, you might be used to just hitting validate, putting the items in a box, sending them out to the customer. But if you've got a larger warehouse, you want to be using a barcode scanner. Let's have a look at what the barcode scanner interface looks like for shipping goods out. So here we are back in the barcode scanner. Now, in this particular example, let's say we don't have a physically printed picking sheet. We don't know what pickings we are going to be picking up and shipping out to our customers for the moment. So let's hit the operations button and we'll have a look at what's available. Now, we can see that there is 1 receipt. That's those other 3 units that are due to be coming in. They haven't arrived yet, so we're not going to be processing that. But we do have a delivery order that is ready to be shipped out. So let's have a look at our delivery orders. And there we see WH out 001. This is the delivery order that we are going to be shipping out. Let's see what we need to send to the customer. Okay, so they've asked for 5 fast selling widgets and they've asked for 1 low cost widget. Now, Odoo has very handily told us where those items should be in our warehouse. So we can go to aisle 1, rack 1, shelf A and get the fast selling widgets, and we can go to aisle 2, rack 1, shelf A and pick up the low cost widget. So let's go and find those in our warehouse. So I've walked into the warehouse and I've approached aisle 1, row 1, shelf A. Now that shelf has a barcode on it, so I can scan that barcode. And you'll see that it's highlighted the first line because these are the items I'm expected to draw out of that particular shelf. I need 5 fast selling widgets. So let's scan 5 fast selling widgets. Let's see, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I've picked those 5 off the shelf and I have them now in my trolley or my basket or my box or whatever it is that I'm working with. Now let's go to the other shelf. Aisle 2, rack 1, shelf A. Okay, so aisle 2, rack 1, shelf A. Scan the barcode. There we go. Okay, now I need to pick out one low-cost widget. So let's scan one low-cost widget and take it off the shelf. There we go. That is done. So now I have all the items that I need. I have them packed in my crate. I can validate my picking by scanning the validate barcode or by hitting the validate button. There we go. And my transfer has been completed. I have picked those items. All the stock has been updated. And as far as Odoo is concerned, those items are now shipped out to the customer. I might want to put some tape on the box and put a label on it. Odoo will let us do all that as well. We can tell it what kind of package we're going to use. We can print the label to stick on the box. Odoo will handle all of that for us. We're just trying to keep it relatively simple for this demonstration. So let's say now I want to move stock around the warehouse. Something's in the wrong place or I need to move it to somewhere more accessible. For that, we can do an internal transfer. Now, Odoo very handily provides us with a printable sheet of the various different operation types that are available in the system so that we can scan a barcode to tell Odoo the kind of operation that we're going to do. So in this instance, we want to do an internal transfer. So I'm going to scan the barcode for an internal transfer. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to add in this bit, you don't have to use the barcode to start an internal transfer. You can hit the operations button and that will also allow you to start an internal transfer from there as well, or you can create it in the back end of Odoo using the full Odoo system. Lots of different options, lots of different ways of achieving exactly the same thing from within the Odoo system. Sorry, back to the video. And there we go. Odoo has created the start of an internal transfer for us. So now we need to go into the warehouse and we need to find the items that it is that we want to move. Now in this particular instance, the low cost widget has started to sell quite quickly. So we want to move it somewhere where it is slightly more accessible. So we know that they are currently stored in aisle 2, rack 1, shelf A. So I'm going to go to aisle 2, rack 1, shelf A and scan the barcode on that location. Okay, hear the little ding? That's registered that's where we are. Now I'm going to scan the products that we want to move. I'm going to move 5 of the low-cost widgets. So I scan 5 of the barcodes. There we go. Odoo has picked up, we are taking 5 low-cost widgets from aisle 2, rack 1, shelf A. Now, where are we going to put them? Well, we want them to be in aisle 1, in rack 1, and we're going to put them on shelf B. So let's walk through the warehouse. Let's find where we're going to put them. Aisle 1, rack 1, shelf B. We scan that barcode. There we go. Odoo has registered that that is where we're going to put these particular items. Now we find the validate barcode, or we press the validate button. There we go. Odoo has moved those items through the warehouse, all with a barcode scanner. I didn't have to touch the screen. I didn't have to touch Odoo at all. And in case you want to check my numbers, here is what Odoo has done. Here is the locations report. So we can see that we now have low-cost widgets in 2 different locations. 5 on aisle 1, rack 1, shelf B, which is where I just put them, and then the rest where they were when it started. A very easy internal transfer. But what if you have a more complex or a larger warehouse operation that you're trying to organize? Let's say that the person who takes the items off the truck from the supplier is not the person that puts the items into the warehouse, or the person that picks the items off the shelf is not the person that puts them in the box and sends them out to the customer. Odoo will let you handle all of that with multi-step pickings. So here in the warehouse settings, I can set 2-step shipments, 2-step shipments for incoming and outgoing together. And when I hit save, Odoo will go away and it will create all of the necessary operations that I need in order to handle that kind of setup. So here, for example, we can see that we have receipts and storage, we have internal transfers, and then we have pick and delivery orders. And we also have a cross-dock operation for if goods are coming in and we want to send them straight out to a customer, we can cross-dock them from the input location to the output location in one transfer, rather than having to go through all the system and putting them on the shelf and then letting someone else pick them off and take them somewhere else. So Odoo gives you a lot of configurability when it comes to your stock flow. Let's see an example of how that receipt might work. Those 3 items that we were waiting for have arrived in the warehouse now. Let's go and process those. So in this instance, we don't know the picking number. No one's given us a printed picking sheet for this incoming picking. So we're going to tap operations so that we can see what's available. We know that we have 1 receipt available, so it must be this one. Oh yeah, there we go. WHIN002 coming in from Supplier Limited. Let's tap that and we can see here are the 3 fast selling widgets that we're supposed to be receiving. So I'm going to scan a fast selling widget as I take it off the truck. 1, 2, and 3. They are the 3 fast selling widgets. Now Odoo is telling me that I need to put these in WH input, an input location. So we're registering that the stock has arrived, but we haven't yet put it in stock ready to be sent out to customers. So I put them all into whatever that input location may be. That may be a pallet that we've got sitting in the warehouse. It could be a specific shelf. It could just be a boxed area that we've got in the warehouse, or it might just be that we leave them in the corner by the door and people know what to do with them. But we are marking them as received and putting them in the input location. So we are going to validate this picking. And there we go. That is now received. So now someone else might come along and they will see, hey, we've got a storage operation that we need to do. They tap storage. I need to store these products that have come in from Supplier Limited. Let's have a look at what we've got. So we've got 3 fast selling widgets and they need to go to aisle 1, rack 1, shelf A. Okay, let's scan the barcodes on those products. Oh, I scanned the wrong product. Somehow the barcodes have got mixed up or something like that. What do we do? Well, it's saying, are you sure you want to add them? No, I'm not. Let's hit cancel because I scanned the wrong thing. I scanned something that's waiting for another delivery or something along those lines. Let's scan the right product. Fast selling widget. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Odoo's happy now. We can now process this picking. Let's validate that and we put them on the shelf. There we go. Our stock has arrived. It's now on the shelf ready to be sent to a customer. Along comes our goods out processing staff and they can now see that we've got a pick ready. This is an outgoing pick. Someone's bought something and we need to go and get it off the shelf. Let's tap pick and we can see Customer Limited has placed an order and all of the goods are ready to be sent out already. Let's have a look at what they need. Okay, so they've ordered some fast selling widgets and they've ordered some low cost widgets, but the low cost widgets are now in 2 different locations. So we need to pick them from 2 different places. Notice that Odoo has split those into the 3 separate places where we might need to go and pick them up from. And it has put the first easiest accessible locations first, and then we have to go deeper into the warehouse to get the other products. So Odoo is handling the flow through the warehouse so that we can get a nice smooth pick and pick all of the products in a sensible order. So let's go over to aisle 1, rack 1, shelf A. There we go. I've scanned aisle 1, shelf 1, aisle 1, rack 1, shelf A. Now I know that we've definitely got 10 here. I'm going to take 10 off the shelf and I'm just going to tap on my barcode scanner screen that I have picked up 10 of these products and Odoo is happy. Now I need to go to aisle 1, rack 1, shelf B. Well, I'm already here. Let me scan that. There we go, because it's just the next shelf up and I need to take 3 low-cost widgets from here. Yes, there are 3 low-cost widgets here. Let's scan those with my barcode scanner. There we go. I've picked those 3 off the shelf. Now we have to go to aisle 2, rack 1, shelf A. There we go. That's that shelf scanned and I need to pick 4 low-cost widgets. And there we go. We have picked all of them. And now I can scan or tap to say validate. And Odoo is happy. We have picked all of those products. Now we take them to the picking area, marshalling area, whatever it is we want to call it, and we hand it over to the people who are going to put them in the boxes for us. That's not my job. Sorry, me again. Just wanted to interrupt at this point to say that there are lots of different options with how you handle the picking process in Odoo. Odoo does support things like batch picking, cluster picking, wave picking, lots of different picking styles. And we're about to use the put in pack button. That is optional. You don't have to use that, but equally it's also configurable. You can configure all of your different package types, package sizes, and the specific capacities of various different products that would fit in those packages that you're going to create. So again, lots and lots of different options that are available in Odoo. Sadly, we don't have time to cover them all in one video. Maybe we'll come back to packages and packaging in a later video. Make sure you're subscribed to watch that one. Back to the video. So now I'm the person sitting in the delivery area. I don't have a barcode scanner, so I use the full Odoo interface to have a look at my delivery orders. I can see that I have one to deliver, and I know that the guy from the warehouse has just delivered all the items to me that I need. So I can hit one to deliver, and I can see, here we go, WH out 002 going to customer limited. Let's have a look at that picking. Okay, I should have 10 fast selling widgets, 7 low cost widgets. Let me count them. Yep, okay, I've got everything that I need. So now I need to put these in a box so that I can send them to the customer. To do that, I'm going to hit the put in pack button. And Odoo asks me, what kind of package am I putting these in? This is going to be a box, which is 30 by 30 by 30, and I'm going to put them in a pack. So there we go. Odoo has created me a box reference, BX000001. So I can now put all of those items into the box. I'm happy that I've put the right number into the box. I can validate this picking. And then if we have a look at packages here, we can see this is the box that we've just packed. If I tick this, I can say print barcode with contents, and Odoo will generate me a label that has the reference of the box and all of the contents and their quantities that I can stick on the box or put in one of those little envelopes that you stick on the side of the box so that the customer knows that we are shipping the right information to them and we've tracked it correctly through our system. Now, if we have a 3-step shipping process, Odoo will handle that as well. We just need to change the settings on the warehouse, whether that's 3-step in, 3-step out. We might have 1-step in, 3-step out, 1-step in, 2-step out. Whatever our needs are, Odoo will let us configure the system to handle it. And if we're really clever, we can even customize the system and create our own operation types, our own flow, our own routes through the warehouse if we want to, so that we can entirely customize how Odoo instructs us to handle our stock workflow. So there we go. That's the basics of using barcodes to handle our stock flow all the way through the process of our warehouse. There's a lot more to it that you can look into. Odoo is very, very configurable. It has a lot of options to help you get it exactly how you need it to work for your particular workflow. If you need some help configuring it, get in touch. Glow will be more than happy to talk you through what will work best for your company when using Odoo to handle your stock flow. Thanks for watching, everybody. I've been El Bristow for Glow. This has been Odoo for Beginners, and we will see you in the next video.